Good grief. Why do they never go in for me? Hi everybody, back again, another video. This time I'm going to be talking about some singles, which I'm sure you'll all be thrilled at. So recently on the vinyl community, there are a load of people who posted videos showing their favourite 70 singles or their favourite 80 singles. And I thought, oh, I'd quite like to do a video on that. But I didn't want to just show like any old 80s. I wanted 80s records, because that's what I'm going to be showing. I didn't want to show any old 80s records. I wanted to have some kind of theme to this. The 80s is when I grew up. Well, it's when I had my teenage years, all the way through the 80s. It's when I first not when I first fell in love with pop music, but it's when I first started buying records and really got into music heavily. So I thought, what can I do? And then I had the idea, I know, I can do one-hit wonders. There's plenty of 80s one-hit wonders, and seeing as I was buying 7 inches like nobody's business during the 80s, what better way? So this doesn't include one-hit wonders from the States, from the US charts. Because that could include people like Dexy's Midnight Runners, and I think even people like Spice Girls, I think. I'm not sure about that one, but, well, not that they're 80s anyway. But I'm basing this on the UK charts, so it's any act that only had one top 40 hit, and I think I've checked these, so I think they're right. If I've made a mistake, then so what? Yeah, one UK top 40 hit. They might have had other chart hits that got sort of number 56, or they had an album that got to number 36 or something, but basically they were well known for one UK top 40 hit. So, first off, and I've got my notes with me here, just in case I forget anything. So, first off, we have this one, which is Cry Boy Cry by Blue Zoo. So this was released in October 82, and it reached number 13 on the charts. I remember loving this. I remember from sort of about the period of 1980 to 1983, when I started buying records, I used to have songs that get stuck in my head after watching them on Top of the Pops, and this was one of them. Absolutely loved this. Oh, by the way, nearly forgot. I've made a playlist of all of these songs. So instead of having needle drops, you can watch the whole of each song on a playlist, which hopefully I'll link to in the description. Knowing my IT skills, we'll see. But anyway, there we go. So back to Blue Zoo. Don't know anything about this band. There's the band itself on the back. This is great funky funk pop. It's got that real early clipped guitar sound that a lot of new wave hits used. Great chorus, just all round top notch stuff. Absolutely love this. On Magnet, I will show some of the boring labels. So we got the plain Magnet label there. So yeah, classic pop tune. Shame they never came up with anything quite as good as this. Next one, absolute classic, and I remember singing this to myself all the time when this came out. So this is Sly Fox, Let's Go All the Way. So this was released in the summer of 86 and it actually made number 3. This was a massive hit, and I think this was a big hit in America as well. Absolutely fantastic song. Opens up with wordless chant. Zimmerwimmer. It's really odd the way it opens up. Could almost be a kind of a Prince song, which is why I think it was kind of so popular. Interestingly enough, this is played by members of, they're all associated, most of the members on this were associated with Bootsy's Rubber Band and part of P-Funk, a lot of them. So that's probably why it's so good. It's such a shame they couldn't come up with anything either. In fact, could say the same for all of these bands, but this is fantastic. Real funky pop song, Prince-like. Yeah, it's on the Capitol label. I think that's the, oh no, that's the A side. There we go. So Sly Fox, Let's Go All the Way. And about the same time was this song, and it seemed to be 1986 seemed to be a summer of one-hit wonders, because we also had this one, which is Hollywood Beyond, What's the Colour of Money. Kind of Middle Eastern textures to this one, kind of anti-capitalist sentiment to the lyric. I love the cover to that one. Really, really top-notch stuff. This one's actually got a custom label, which is quite nice. There's the H, and there's the B. There we go. Yeah, Let's Go All the Way and What's the Colour of Money was stuck in my head for all of the summer of '86. Absolutely loved both of them. Right, the next one, some people might consider a guilty pleasure, which I don't agree with. I think it's a kind of a minimalist masterpiece, to be honest, and I'm not the only person who thinks so, because Elastica covered this on their second album. Alright, maybe they'd lost the plot by then, but it's Da 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 by Trio. This is fantastic. I absolutely love this. Now, this is what must be the definition of an earworm, because the lyrics are ridiculously simple, based on a preset from a Casio keyboard, which my sister had. Bit of Beatlesque, kind of Beatley sounding guitar on it. Deadpan drone from the lead singer. I think there's a few female backing vocals, but it's so minimalistic, really, so simplistic, that I couldn't help but fall in love with this. I think this is a fantastic song. Trio were part of now, I've got to get this right, excuse my pronunciation, Neue Deutsche Welle, which is basically German for New Wave. So they were lumped in, there are a whole host of German bands that were lumped in together, whether they were kind of more pop, or whether they were on the more experimental end, like Einstweilen, oh, you know, and DAF, all kinds of people. Deutsche Amerikanische Freundschaft, I think. I might be wrong on that. So on the Mobile Suit Corporation, I really like that label. That's a cracking label, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant single. And this was released in 1982, summer of 1982, and this one should reach number 2. Yeah, it might be considered, probably it was considered to be a novelty track, but I think this is just wonderful. Trio. Right, moving on back into summer of '86. What was it about summer of '86? I don't know, maybe there weren't many big bands releasing singles or something, I don't know. 1986, I'm trying to remember summer of '86. Who was big? Don't know. Maybe we're at a crossroads. Right, we've got Stan Ridgway and Camouflage. So this was released in summer of '86, and it eventually reached number 4. So this is a story of a Marine being trapped, I presume in Vietnam, although it's never explicitly stated, trapped in a firefight, and then this big Marine called Camouflage comes to save him. And there's a twist in the story, so I'll leave you to listen to the song to find out. But this is a cracking song. So this is from, Stan Ridgway was a member of Wall of Voodoo, who released some decent stuff. I got some of their other stuff, but they never had a hit either, as far as I can remember. But Stan Ridgway, Camouflage, what a single, yeah. Right, back to, when's this one? 1983. With Kissing the Pink. So this was a band from London. They did have some indie hits, but this was their only top 40 UK hit. This starts out with a great drum pattern, very earnest in delivery. Again, catchy as heck. I found this to be catchy. This was another earworm that I had. Again on Magnet. They seem to be the king of one-hit wonders, don't they? this time a Pink Magnet. Kissing the Pink eventually, I think they had some sort of minor hits in the States. They eventually changed their name to KTP and started producing dance music throughout the late 80s and into the 90s. That's Kissing the Pink, last film. Did I say Kissing the Pink reached number 19? Can't remember. Next up we have an absolutely wonderful 60s pastiche called the Masonettes, called Heartache Avenue, on the wonderfully named Ready Steady Go Records. So this is this was a hit in early 1983 and eventually reached number 7. So the main guy behind this is, what's his name? Lowell Mason, which is him. And you can see the band there. So Lowell Mason was originally in City Boy, who had, I don't know if they were one-hit wonder of the 70s, but they didn't have a massive career. I think they had a few hits. But then he came back and produced this wonderful 60s pastiche. This is brilliant. Just sounds like an artifact from the 60s. I loved this. Again, stuck in my head for months. And when I started buying records, I made sure I hunted down a copy of this one because I absolutely love it. Black and white, Ready Steady Go label. There we go. Brilliant memories of just walking around singing that to myself. Right, we'll go a bit more synth pop this time. So from 1982, reaching number 9, this is Mobiles, Drowning in Berlin. And it really does, it does sound very European to me, but then, well, it definitely sounded European to me at the time. But then what experience did I have at all? I hadn't heard loads of music then. On Rialto Records, very boring printed like plastics, not a paper sleeve there. So that's another fantastic one-hit wonder. Yeah, this got, obviously there's somebody speaking some German in it, seeing as the title's got Berlin in it. But terrific stuff, very moody. Another kind of moody song that was a one-hit wonder is this lot, Swan's Way. So this is Soul Train. This was released in February 84 and reached number 20. I thought this should have got so much higher. This is a wonderful, wonderful song. Very got a real propulsive rhythm based on, I presume, their cellos, maybe double bass, and I presume it's propelled by strings anyway. Great vocal as well. Can't remember who's in the band, basically. Another printed on, what's this one? Exit International Records, I think. Well, that's the B side, let's do the A side. Exit International Records. Remember seeing this one on Total Pops and thinking I was blown away by this. Absolutely fabulous. So this was, when was this? 84, wasn't it? So I actually did go out and buy this, I think the next day after I saw it on Total Pops. So there we go, Soul Train. Now, I've got two members of Swan's Way actually went on and did another one-hit wonder together. So we've got, and I can't remember their names, I think Maggie and, is it Johnny? I'm not sure. But this is Plastic Fantastic with the single No Memory. This is actually Pete Warman production. It's on PWL Records. There you go. They did do some decent stuff, I suppose. Not everybody can be rubbish all the time. So yeah, so this is there are names: Maggie Dumond and Rick P. Jones from Swansway, who formed a duo. There they are, and came out with No Memory, which is a great song. So people who were one-hit wonders twice. Is that possible? I don't know, but anyway, fantastic song there. Possibly one of the greatest one-hit wonders of all time, and probably the most long-lived song because it's used all over the place, sports events, and even now is this one. So this is Pig Bag, and Papa's got a brand new Pig Bag. So this is, I think this is the original release on Y Records through Rough Trade. So that's the back side. There's the A side. There we go. It later got re-released on Stiff. I'm not sure what the cover looked like. I think Y Records are the ones that put out. No, I can't remember. This is brilliant. This has been covered. This gets played all the time. Truly epic 80s single. So not only one of the greatest one-hit wonders, but one of the greatest singles of the 80s, I would say. This has been everywhere, and everybody probably knows this. The story behind Pig Bag is actually quite interesting. They seemed to be just a bunch of musicians that seemed to conglomerate around one guy. And they seem to have been completely torn apart by the success of the single and the subsequent touring. They had a member of the pop group joined them at one point. Members came and went. It seems like this could have been like the story of the Commitments, almost, what that was based on. I think there's probably a fascinating a little film on this band. Pig Bag actually got their name from a bag that had a picture of a wild boar on it. Pig Bag. That's where they got the name from. Fantastic little known fact. There you go. Right. The 80s were full of quirky little records that somehow caught on. That doesn't seem to happen anymore. It just doesn't happen. And here's another one. So this is It's Immaterial, Driving Away from Home. So this was released in 1986 again. I think this was later though. Basically, this is a song about driving along the M62 motorway between Manchester and Leeds. No, Liverpool and Manchester, which is only a part of the M62 because it goes all the way across to Leeds as well, doesn't it? I'm sure it does. This was described as a mini road movie driving along the M62, and it is. Absolutely is. It's a British road song. In fact, I mean, there's only one other British road song that I can really think, and I think that's Billy Bragg's song about the A13. There's very few British road songs. Well, not surprising really, because we're only a little country. Great laconic delivery from the vocals. Almost sounds stream of thought lyrics. Love this to pieces, and yet another earworm. Absolutely fantastic. It's Immaterial actually had quite a long career. They had 4 Peel sessions, which I really would like to track down. So this is on Siren Records, which is, I quite like that label. That's quite a nice one. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Another fantastic one-hit wonder here from 1980. When was this? 1984, and it reached number 5. So Strawberry Switchblade was Since Yesterday. Real brilliant stop-start kind of jittery intro leading to a sweet pop song. Absolutely fantastic. On Korova, I'm sure, so this was yeah, this was on Corova Records, which is the home of Echo and the Bunnymen. I'm not sure how they got this duo got to make a got to make a record. Maybe I'm sure they knew people. I can't remember the story now, but I know that one of them, and I'm not sure which one, but one of them went on to record with people like Coil and really experimental music. Provided vocals for Coil and other people of that ilk. But this was such a great pop song. Interestingly, the B-side is produced by Dave Balfe from Teardrop Explodes, and Food Records. Yeah, it's a Dave Balfe. Yeah. There we go. Strawberry Switchblade since yesterday. And rounding off this wonderful, wonderful batch of records is a song written by people who were not one-hit wonders. So this was written by Benny Bjorn and Tim Rice. You all know who they are. But this is Murray Head's only top 40 hit in his own right. So this is One Night in Bangkok from the musical Chess. I've never listened to the whole of Chess. It seems like a bit of a funny concept, to be honest, but this is a great single. Interestingly enough, Murray Head only performs I'm not going to say sing because it's not really sung. He only performs the verses on this song. It's actually Anders Glenmark from Sweden who sings the chorus. And funnily enough, he was the guy who played the guitar solo in ABBA's Money, Money, Money. So obviously knew Benny Bjorn and was brought in to work on this as well, on Chess. Brilliant, off-the-wall song when taken by itself about how exciting a game of chess could be, much more than all the other temptations that Bangkok had to offer. We all know what they might be. So there we go, One Night in Bangkok by Murray Head, which reached number 12 in '84. So there we go. 14 of my favourite one-hit wonders from the 80s. I do have enough to do another video, so seeing how this one goes, I might well do a second batch of records, so we'll see. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching me waffle on about more memories from my youth. And I'll see you all again soon. Thanks everybody. Cheers. And don't forget to check out the playlist, which I hope will get up. Fingers crossed. Cheers everybody. Bye.